Yes, it's Kerrang Radio. That was a bit of Pink Floyd with Comfortably Numb, which is on the wall, isn't it?
Yes, it's the Wall. Yeah, the legendary Wall.
Yeah, you know, and, well, I really love early Pink Floyd as well, the kind of early psychedelic stuff, you know, the Sid Barrett. I like Sid Barrett, but I also like that kind of, what was it, Astronomy Domini kind of era where...
yeah.
Where it was all,
celestial themes.
Yeah, where
it
was all just kind of meandering psychedelic stuff. But yeah, just another great kind of interesting band, interesting lyrically and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love the lyrics and you know, the whole theme of like sort of, you know, growing jaded. It's pretty interesting for me, you know, because I experience it myself. I'm feeling it right now, growing number and number.
Well,
every
you know,
day. It's pretty cool. Very honest lyrics and very, you know, thoughtful. Very adult, you know, if you want to put it that way. So.
Did you listen to it when you were younger, or is it a band
actually, no. This is, I've only recently I've been really growing into that band. You know, I was never a huge fan like when I was a kid or whatever, but nowadays I've been doing I've been doing my homework. So
I think it's nice when you do that, actually, where
it's great.
Where you discover a band and then you go, these are brilliant, and then you realise that they've got 12 albums that you can go back to. You know,
lots of things to look forward to. So you know, that's definitely, you know, I got many funny moments ahead of me, you know, going back to the celestial things, you know, Sid Barrett.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it was all made with mind-altering drugs, of course, as well, back in the day and stuff like that.
Circumstances don't matter. It does, you know.
Some of the best music here. Right, it's Kerrang Radio. I'm here with him. They're choosing some of their tracks, and yeah, we're just musing over them, really. Valo, you've got another choice.
Oh yeah. Again, you know, Mige was the really slow and moody one, so I was thinking of some proper heavy stuff. And we were talking about Scream, Dave Grohl's band back in the day. And I remember when I first met Lee Dorian from the band Cathedral, he told me that Dave Grohl used to sleep on his floor when they went tour because, you know, that was how the hardcore scene was back in the day. Nobody had the money for fancy tour buses or hotels or whatever, so everybody was bunking at each other's sofas and all that stuff. So and Cathedral. I love Napalm Death, by the way. I was a huge fan when I was a kid. And then I was shocked when Forest of Equilibrium came out. It was so doomy, so slow. It blew my mind totally.
Yeah, he doesn't do the gray zone.
He's the man. One of my icons, Lee. And so I was thinking of it's one of the more better known Cathedral ones with a great video to the song called Matthew Hopkins, Witchfinder.
Oh yes.
The beauty of it.
Well, you're talking about something really, really close to my heart because obviously, you know, I grew up watching Napalm Death locally.
Oh, cool.
They were one of the first bands that I kind of hooked up with around the area. You know, I used to go and see them at a place called the Mermaid.
Oh, wonderful.
And
fist the band.
Yeah, why not a unicorn, you know?
And I was in a band called Doom. Which was kind of hardcore crust kind of stuff as well. And we were all friends with Bolt Thrower and all those kind of bands. And there was a whole crew of us. And Lee Dorian's a very good friend of mine who I've known since the hardcore punk days and the tape trading days and all that kind of stuff. And I still see him, still speak to him as well. But yes, let's listen to some Cathedral. Great band. They've just released their final album, I think.
It's coming out in a few weeks. It's coming out at the same time. It's called The Last Spire.
That's it, yeah.
And it's superb.
And they've gone back to that kind of Forest of Equilibrium crushing sound as well. So yeah, let's listen to this. This is a bit of a groover, though. This is Hopkins, Witchfinder General on Kerrang.
I'm Matthew Hopkins.
And I've seen them, well, many times. That was Monster Magnet on Kerrang Radio with Dopes to Infinity. Brilliant band. You know, I first got into them on Spine of God. And, you know, the first album. And then, you know, they've just released some great stuff. It's kind of heavy in places. It's just rocky. It's psychedelic. Yeah, I mean, you were saying that you saw them, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to see them in my hometown. They were performing the whole Dope's album. And that was pretty fascinating, you know, to experience that. Because that's a legendary album.
But you missed the real deal. I was there back when I was in '94. I saw him playing in Helsinki.
I missed
first time, and that was crazy. It was so loud. That was one of the best shows I've ever seen. And then actually we've had the opportunity of touring with them in the States. And hearing Dave talking about his, you know,
going through his CD wallet. You know,
talking about his druggy experiences in Philadelphia. You know, he's such a guy. You know, and huge influence, and that's one of the bands that's never been afraid to experiment. Well, not just with drugs, but but you know, musically as well. If you think of the development, they've had that particular sound since the very beginning. But all the albums are quite different. If you think of Spina God, and then think Dopes, and then you think what's it called, the with the space law thingy? Power Trip.
Power Trip is the album.
Yeah, they're all really different. And,
and they definitely refined the psychedelia, you know, brought it back to rock music in a certain way, of course. Well,
there's bits of garage rock in there as well and stuff like that. But I've seen them a fair few times. I mean, it's quite well documented that Dave's kind of got a bit bigger over the last few years, because he was quite a skinny chap when I first saw him, but everyone on you know, kind of the internet has been remarking about how he's slightly larger fellow these days.
Well, it only means that we have more of him.
More of him to love.
Let's say if anybody can pull that off, that would be Dave. You know, because I think he was pretty impressive when I saw him. Well, he wasn't New York skinny, but
I think he's a man who's indulged.
He has indulged in life, and you know. Seemed happy.
He doesn't do half measures.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, thanks, guys. We're going to wrap up by listening to the current single, the new single from Tears on Tape, which is called All Lips Go Blue, which is a lovely title.
You're laughing at the title. No, you were laughing at, you know, fat people. We talked about that earlier.
But yes, this song, I suppose it's about everybody dies in a weird kind of way.
Well, you're actually the first person to get it. You know?
It's kind of, you know, it's kind of right in front of you.
Yeah, somebody was saying that isn't about loving the dead, and I was like, no,
really.
It's like a memento mori in a way that since all our lips do turn blue at some point, you know, why not enjoy life like Dave Windorf does?
Yes, exactly. You know, we're all in the same boat. We're all heading for the Reaper at some point. But while we're here, let's enjoy it. But thanks for chatting to me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, it's been a lot of fun. We've listened to some really good music. So let's listen to some more great music. This is him, of course, and All Lips Go Blue on Kerrang Radio. Thank you.
Thank you.